record. So I make this an anatomy of hand, bone division and proportion. So when you look at it, there's a wrist, palm, and finger. And oh, I put this wrong. Hold on. Totally incorrect. So palm will be carpals, and oh no, that's the wrist. Hold on. That's the wrist and palm, and then sorry, incorrect. Okay. So still, what am I doing? So, three sections of the bones. We need to know that what the bone structure, and now the wrist, the palm, and fingers, and stylize. You can stylize that from the starting of the wrist to the middle halfway. And then you get the wrist and the palm. These are bones. And then you have the finger itself. And now each section on the phalanges, you can divide it into from the first joint halfway. And now in real life, the second joint and the last joint, they are not really halfway, but we can stylize it to make it easy for the division when you do a sculpting. Now, the hand with skin, so bone with skin on the back and the palm side. When you see that blue color is the finger web. If you look at on the back of your hand, the finger web is a little further than the knuckle, so it may appear to look like you have a longer finger on the back side, but on the bottom side will be it's about the same as half and half, and this is knuckle position. So, and the mass of the hand, because it's so many, the hands only on the palm that has muscle. The finger itself has only tendons, bones, and fat. And there's a fat pad on the bottom. So now, when you look at this, can you see they are not, in theory, right? In abstract, you want the joint to be half from the wrist to the palm, and then the fingers joints. But when you look at on the back side of the hand, it doesn't look like half. It just because of there's a space of the web. Okay, so. And this is the mass because I try to just reduce the memorize of muscle structure. So we can group into three groups: the thumb palm mass and thumb back mass. Now the back mass is right here for the thumb. It looks like a teardrop shape, but the the palm side on the bottom side, basically, it looks like a chicken drum. So now there's a pinky mask. So it's like a teardrop that attached from the wrist and go a little wrap around to the back side right here. Wrap a little bit around it. So you have to have that. And then the hand fat pads. I forgot it should be polo. So this is not the muscle. It's a fat layer on top of it. And you need to add creases. So there's a minor and major. I just made it up. It's actually the minor crease can have more than one. So if you look at on your palm, on your hand, and when you curl up your hand, you will see that major crease has double line. It's just because of you bunch up the mass of the fat pad plus the skin, and then there's a joint between, right? Because there's a tendon on there, so it give a little big gap in order to be able to fold it, because skin access basically it's because of real life. If you think about when you squeeze some object, the mass should maintain but can be deformed. That's what it does. So, and you have a really long crease here. If I kind of, what do you call that? After I spread my hand, I kind of curl it up closely. You will see that these sections started to crease and this mesh started to bolt up a little bit. So now when you spread your finger on, look at on the back side of your hand, you will see this teardrop. These are on the pinky mask. Oh no, sorry, this is on the thumb mask on the top, on the back side, not pinky. And then there's a skin attached. So when you sculpt, you need to show this form. And the crease, you can look like a circular ellipse shape and has line. And the yellow line or the crease on the yellow that I did, it's just a little tiny crease line. It's not really major at all, but you will see on the knuckle. Now, if you stretch your finger kind of curved a little bit, and it looked like straight, not straight line, like angular each joint, but the bottom of the finger though is kind of concave curve, really soft line, the top part a solid line. Now, because of the palms consist of joints, bones, so when you kind of fix your like crunch your fit, it's create a little curved look. I don't know if you got to look at on your hand, you will see it's a little curve there. So now let's try to sculpt this. Okay, we're gonna just sculpt only hand, and we can mirror and wheel, so there's no need to sculpt both sides at once because they are so spread apart. If I turn on a polyframe, now I can see I want only this section, so I can hide it. Here we go. Can you see? And I control click. Oops, hold on. That's the same, so maybe not. I'm gonna just display only hand. Now these sides I do not need it actually. I'm gonna turn off symmetry, and then I'm gonna hide, control shift and add all. There we go. So now I can press F. I'm gonna focus only this section of the hand. That's it. Only one side. I do the left one. So that when I'm done, I can mirror and weld. Okay. So, and now I can turn off polyframe. We do a little less geometry first. Now the size, the length of the hand, you can think about like, I think it's like a think about like the length of the face from the chin to the hairline. So we can scale them up and down later. So now, when you look at I'm going to use my own hand. So when you do it, look at on your own hand. So from the starting point of the wrist, you could see that if you look at on the back side, and if you kind of, hold on, let me switch the camera on the, one moment, so that you can see my face a little bit close up. Here we go. And, okay, all right. Okay, so now when you look at, if I do my hand like this, can you see that curve right here? My curve. So that's the wrist. So when you look at this form right there, that curve, so when you put your hand down like this, you will see it. So if you understand that there's a wrist bone there, so it will help you to define the shape. Like for example, right here, look like this. I just carve it really quickly. Here we go. That's too much. Hold on. Let me do just a little bit of it. I just want to show that bone. There we go. And then now I'm going to flat. When you look at on your hand, the back side of your hand is really flat and straight line. So a lot of straight line. So I can flat that out. And right now I'm not worried about the proportion yet. I'm going to just flat the angle. Here we go. And I exaggerate that part a little bit, so I should reduce it. Okay. Let me create a cut line. This is the wrist. I do a little too much. Hold on. Oh, I forgot. Just want a little bit of line. So this is the wrist. And if you look at on your wrist, there's two bones from the arm. So, and actually the main big one is the, hold on, which one is it? That's the radius, ulna. The ulna is a bigger one. So I could add a little bit, just add the form of the ulna joint, bone, not joint, here you go. Just to get a definition so that we can see the separation. Here we go. And I can touch that, thin this down a little bit. Okay. And you want to have, looks like a thick box, but taper on the wrist and then fan out on the top part of the palm bone. So basically, let me move this like this, like fan out. Here we go. And I wanted to get a definition. Now, at this moment, I am not working on the hold on, that one. So basically, it's fan out like this. That the box, not the thumb. The thumb leave as is. So basically, if I draw the line, so that you can see, look like this. There we go. So try to fan it out. Okay. I think I did it too harsh. I'm going to use trim dynamics to get a little nice angle. This is from the side. I want that to be straight line. Maybe move to. There we go. Like that. And if you look at on the side of the pinky, these need to be kind of triangle look. Okay. And of course, my finger is totally incorrect. Right now, I don't worry about that. I'm focusing on the overall shape. Okay. And I'm gonna form, if you look at right here, I'm gonna start to form the thumb mask, and it's called phenoeminent. So right here, it looks like a chicken drumstick. I don't know what to call that, but so I'm going to use clay buildup and build it up. And they are not connected, so do that out. I mean right here. So now the pinky part, the mask, I'm gonna do it quick first. Try to get the shape. Okay. So form it. Okay. And let me soften that section. So make sure check on the top part. It should be straight line. Not straight line, like angle, but more linear shape. I think I'm gonna have to flatten the, oh no. Oh, no. I change this to trim dynamics. And don't get discouraged if when you start it, it doesn't look like hand at all, because you got to get a big form first. So there we go. And I'm going to use move brush to help to move a little bit. I want that to be fan out. And basically, this section on the knuckle, make sure you make it look like this, like curve. Curve. Okay. And now the thumb, we'll add a little skin. There we go. Add a little skin. And right now I am going to focus on the bone direction, the placement of the bone. And right now, because I hide some of the surface, I cannot recalculate my Dynamash. It's okay, just use whatever you have at the moment. It's actually that what we just only need. We don't need that much segment yet. I'm gonna push that down a little bit because I want to form. I'm not putting mash mask of the thumb yet. I just want to form the blocky shape, kind of container of my bone direction. Let me soften this section a little bit too big. And this is, oh, I didn't see that. Okay, so now we're gonna let's do thumb first. Now the thumb though, there's only 3 bones, so 1 bone is from the palm. Here we go. And then second one is from here to there, and then the third one. So that's it. So now, what you can do at this moment, you kind of form each joint of the thumb. So this one will be a little straight line. So I could use a clay buildup and focus on form the shape, straight line right there. This part need to be angled. Let me take a look at, so it's gonna have to be, I'm gonna use this as a reference. If you look at my screen quick, that line goes straight, projecting all the way, like trajectory. So it's mean I will move my thumb. This time I'm going to use move topology, because when I grab this, I want it to be able to just control only the thumb finger, the thumb. Because if I don't turn on a move topology, it will move everything on the back side as long as the camera can see it. Here we go. I think I can move it down more, the finger. So it's like from the side here. Oop, not that one. I'm going to create more separation. Okay. Let me soften a little bit. Okay. Now, I can use inflate to help to inflate it. The area that looks like a squidge. Oops. I'm going to use only 4 intensity for inflating. Just to get back the form. And now when you look at on your thumb is kind of sideways. So if you look at from the font direction of the font of the hand, it will look like this. So if I move topology, and now the tip should be smaller. I'm still trying to get the shape. Here we go. This section need to come down more. That's not enough right there. All the way down. There we go. Okay. Now it started to look like the thumb area. That need to come down too. Okay, so it's mean I think this section hold on, let me, oh, okay. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna mask. When you hold control key, let's change to lasso. Let me remask. Here we go. I'm gonna deform a little bit. Now, come on. My deformation is really far away because it's centered to the body. So I have to zoom out. Here we go. See, I'm gonna hold Alt, reset the orientation, and then Alt, click, go to unmask center. Here we go. And now I can move it a little bit. I wanted to change because when the hand go this way, I can see that the palm open up, angle a little bit. So now I'm gonna go to top view, the top side, and I'm gonna move Alt key, change the pivot point, make a little adjustment so that it's oriented to the surface. Here we go. So that I can rotate it up like this. And if you look at my hand, I wanted to pose like this. Can you see? So the back side's angle up, the finger will slowly going the opposite side. So I'm gonna do that first. I think I need to do a little bit, soften it, control click, and then go back and rotate more. Here we go. Okay. So now while we're still on here, I'm gonna focus on the finger. I want to move the finger into the direction I want it. I'm gonna click reverse. Here we go. Oh, I need to mask this section too. And control click to soften it, switch to rotate to or move to, and I'm gonna hold Alt key and move my gizmo. Here we go. So we're gonna bend like this. Okay. And at the moment, you can figure it out the length of the finger. So basically, you measure from the knuckle to the wrist will be the length of the finger. So if I use my finger, so that's it. Here we go. That's about it. Now I got kind of okay now. So now I'm gonna change my switch and mask a little more. I'm gonna do control up, control drag, control click, and then control Alt. I'm gonna unmask right here. Let me mask. I wanted to mask like a curve. Oh wait, sorry. What am I doing? I wanted to mask halfway on the pinky, and then halfway to the ring, and then halfway to the that's too far, to the middle finger. Because I want to bend. And if you remember when I show you, hold on. Here we go. Let me show you the measurement right here. So from palm, from wrist to the highest of the palm, halfway, and then middle finger halfway. So a half. And then each finger start off with a half for the first joint, and then another half from the third and the second and the third one. So that's what I'm trying to do. And let me add a little more. So now I'm gonna go to move, change the orientation, hold Alt. I think I'm gonna move right here. Now, it may not move correctly on the finger. You might have to, I think I have to lock them. Let's try it first. I might be okay. Yep, so undo. I can't do that because can you see the finger? So I'm gonna press Q. I'm gonna mask all the finger on the pinky. I think I should do one at a time so that I don't have to come back and fix them. Okay, so here we go. Let me unmask halfway of the index finger. Looks like a half. So now I can change my orientation of the rotated. Here we go. The pivot point. Now I'm going to rotate it. And you don't need to make them exactly same, even though we are kind of open hand, relaxed open hand. Okay. So now I'm going to press Q and I'm going to mask half of this. Half will be the last joint. Turn on, press the W key, and I'm going to hold Alt so that I can reposition my pivot point. And then let go Alt, and then you can, let me go to the side view right there. Here we go. You can grab the ring. Okay. No, that's too much bent. I think too much from the top too. I did it too much, but let me subtract. And it still look like a noodle, but we will fix them. There we go. Okay, so now the middle finger, I think I'm gonna leave it as is, but the ring, okay, the ring will change. Here we go. I hold Control key, drag to unmask, and then I hold Control key with one click to mask all. And then I'm gonna do half of this, unmask, half of the pinky ring finger, and I'm gonna hold Alt, click on reset to the center, then go to the view that gives you an angle, reposition, make it loose a little bit, and then another half. This might be too far. Okay, and then W key, hold Alt, and let go. Here we go. Okay, so now my pinky, I just use my hand as a reference. So my pinky is like this. Oh, come on. Okay. Halfway. Okay. Bend it. And then another halfway. I'm gonna mask. Bend it. There we go. So now one more thing. When we look at on the font, can you make your so that you can see the font? Do you remember if you look at on your hand, it's curved. So now I'm gonna have to move. I'm gonna use move topology. So I'm gonna move this down. I think I can't. I have to use regular move. Just grab the whole thing. Okay. You know what? This might be, well, yeah. So we're gonna move that. Oh, I think we can do this. We can use a bend or arc tool to help. So I'm gonna mask some area. I wanted to control click and unmask this right there. That's all we need. There we go. Leave it like that. See on the top. So because it looks so straight line, so now when I add move to, I'm gonna, let's reset this to hold Alt key, grab it right there. It's about the center of the palm. There we go. Okay. And then you click the customize. And let's try bend it. I'm gonna try bend arc, or maybe let's do deformer. Oh, partially. Okay, hold on. Let me escape key. I cannot do that yet. So I'm gonna have to go back to door and click all of them to show all. And don't worry about that side yet. So now mask everything except for the area that we wanted to bend. So right there, and look at, there we go. Okay, that's too much. Here we go. Something like this. Right there. So now I'm gonna go back to the move tool. I already set up my pivot point to the wherever to the area I want it to be deformed. Click on customize and choose deformer, so that we see the, oh, hold on. Yeah, still okay. Oh man, no. Maybe I should, I'm trying to think about the way that we can do something easier. Nope, let me go back. We can't do that. So I'm gonna go back to Gizmo 3D. Okay, so never mind. I'm gonna have to move manually instead. So I'm gonna go back to hide everything except show only the, oops, hold on. Let me change to select lasso tool. Here we go. That's it. Okay, so we're gonna just do manually. Let's use move infinite instead. I think move infinite would work. So mask everything and then unmask the area we want to bend right there. Okay. So now when, let's turn this, press F to, I might need to do a little adjustment by pushing and pull and press F so that it's focused only on that editing. Here we go. So I'm gonna use move infinite, and then that's much better. Why didn't I think of this first? Here we go. So I wanted to create curve like this. Curve, and this one can be, there we go. Okay. So now need to make, using move brush to look at on the side view right there. I'm gonna have to make this a little bulkier. let's use a standard brush to help. I want that to come back a little bit underneath it. Okay. And that. Here we go. So now I'm going to solve this section. And don't worry about the creasing. We are not to the point that we're going to make a detail. We are still trying to get the form. So the wrist, that's good. So let me bolt through this section just a bit tad. Okay. Here we go. All right. And now, because I bent it, so that's why I got that really incorrect curve. It has to be curved, not straight line. So I'm gonna just adjusting it. There we go. So it looks like curved now. This one I probably has to use a standard and kind of push it down a little bit. I hold Alt key. Okay. All right. And that section need to be trimmed. The reason is because when you when you look at on this side, it should be slow, because when you look at on the hand, so slow. And I don't worry about the skin mask, mask right here, yeah, on the thumb. Here we go. Now I'm gonna have to make the line straighter, like right here. That has to be straight. So inflate, make the finger show up thicker. Inflate it. Yeah. Okay. And I am checking on my hand at the same time when I'm sculpting it. I'm gonna get a placement of the bone on the palm to meet right here. Placement of the bone. And then, okay. Now, these, if you look at on the side right here, that section need to be, hold on, right here. Need to be, the line need to be like this, sharp corner, sharp cut, and then the bottom can be a little curve. I exaggerate a little bit. So now, when you look at on each joint on the finger, it looks like you have a big, a ball shape, or slender, like small slender in there, right there. And here too. So I use a inflate brush to inflate it. And now on the palm area, this has to have a fat pad, but we need to define this as a curve, because it's not correct if it's straight line. Here we go, it's a curve. And we can leave those as a crease, like the crease line is already there, so we can just leave it there. So that this will be our crease on the bottom of the fat pad. And these are the finger web, need to be there. Once again, it's such a low poly, so it looks kind of a little awkward, but it will come together soon. So check on the side. That's almost correct, but not quite. It's just because I don't have enough segment too. And Now when you look at on the top part of the finger, can you see I started to get kind of look like finger. So I wanted to define the joint. I make it a little bulgier on each joint, and then the bone itself are slimmer. And if you look at on your own finger, it's kind of curved, concave. Now the tip of the bone are really skinny. So if I just kind of slide this right there, and I think I should go to update my Dynamash at the moment, because and now if you remember we talked about the crease, we can add crease. This you can do one crease, and this is a double crease. So cut it, just use a Damien, just give the definition of the crease. There you go. And these are two crease, and that will be another crease there. We already have that one. Okay, so now let me add more segment. Let me bring everything back. Okay, and let me check my Dynamash. Oh, it was off anyway, so how about here? Let's try. Now it's getting a little better. Let's do more. How about 600 or 700 something? Oh, sorry. Got to touch up first, and then we do the mask. Here we go. So now I got quite a lot of geometry to work with. So now the one finger is done. I mean, so far, not like done. It just gets started. And I'm going to work on the web later. So let's do the middle finger, enlarge it using a inflate. Just inflate it and leave the tip small for now. Might be easier to define them. There we go. Okay. Inflate. And then we need to get deformation on 3 joints. And you can think of like, look at on the profile. Oh, hold on. Let me read the mask one more time. Let me make this big. Let's do all the work on the thickness of the finger right now, so that we can read that match and hide the area we don't want it to look. There we go. And middle finger will be the longest one. And the longest one, basically you measure is about half from the palm and the wrist. So I think my length of the index finger is good. The rest of them is just like gradually shorter and shorter. And my ring finger are longer than my index. Some of you may be shorter, I don't know. Depends. And I'm gonna make the thumb a little thicker on the base. Now Reorganize, and now I'm gonna hide them. Okay. So I'm gonna just keep only that. Oh, I forgot to save as. Hey guys, got to do that. 3. Okay. Because if it crashes, I'm gonna lose all of this. So once again, when you look at on the size of your hand, the knuckle is really pronounced, but it's kind of sharp angle. Let me touch up this. Touch, undo, and then press F. We'll focus only on that area. So, which will pivot the camera to that area. So now, I need that to be straight line. Angle, right there. So, here we go. Can you see? I just want to fill up that section. When you look at on the side, that's it. That's what I want it to look. I want it to look like straight line. Now this section can be angled down a little bit. Oh, these are too close. Dynamesh doesn't have enough Dynamesh. Can you see it started to touch up? So what I need to do is I'm gonna have to unhide everything again one more time. Control click to bring everything back. And I'm gonna have to increase my Dynamesh. I'm gonna do 1000 or 1200, just in case. A little high, but because this is the whole body, okay. Redynamesh. And now I'm gonna get in really close. I wanted to remove all of those that started to detach. Can you see? Because it's too close to each other. So, and two layers geometry. So now I can use pinch tool to pinch to make it up. Sorry. We want to separate this guy. So make these are smaller. There you go. Redynamesh. Okay. And try to make it smaller as much as you can. Oh. Like become thinner. Let me soften. I might have to increase Dynamesh a little more in order to get enough section right there. So let me go a little higher. How about 2000? This might be too high, but I just want to get rid of that. Okay. So, and let me see. Let me try to turn the active sculptors on, see if help. I'm gonna smooth it and then squeeze it, pinch it, sorry, not squeeze, so that it started to add more section. Can you see when I turn this on, it's like more. I want it to be really small, thin area, so that it started to tear off. Now I'm going to use move brush to separate it. Separate one side. And then move until it's really close to each other. Right there, here we go. If you don't have this problem, that's you lucky. If you do, this is how you fix them. So I'm going to pinch it. Okay. Redynamesh. See, it started to thinner. Now I think I'm going to reduce my section to 1000. Let me squeeze it, move it. It could be really small so that it's go away. And I think I'm gonna have to turn off. Come on. Here we go. Okay, now I'm gonna have to let me spread this section a little more. Yep. I'm gonna sorry. Control click. Oh no. Here we go. And mask. Control click. And unmask. Reverse mask. I wanted to spread this. Rotate. And make sure Alt click to reset the position to the center. Oh, my symmetry is on. Hold on. Is it on? It's not on, but why? Okay, here we go. Alt Now it's coming here. Alt move. I'm gonna spread this. Here we go. And I need to spread the finger. So I'm gonna open finger a little wider. So turn on poly. Click up. That one. Here we go. Lock everything. Bring everything back. There we go. And let me hold Control key and then add that section. There we go. Rotate. Right there. I'm gonna spread. Here we go. So that I don't have that problem again. And I'm gonna reorganize the mask. Okay. A little better, but still need to work on that. Let me move this. Topology. Okay. Come on. I should have paid attention from the beginning so that I don't have this problem. All right, getting thinner now. Let me reorganize the mask one more time. Here we go. It's going to be a little bit more. Just the way it is when it happened. Okay, let me pinch now. Here we go. I think this time I should be able to. Yes. Let me turn off that. It just sometime it happened. Here we go. Oh, still connect. No big deal. Move more. Not that one. Right there. Now I think this is gonna work now. Oh, hold on. The brush is too big. Yes. Okay, so now I can smooth it out. Go back, go back. No more. Actually, it's good that I have this problem so that you guys know how to fix it. Reorganize the mask. And I can go lower division so that it's really split. Here we go. It's going away now. Let me smooth it out. Reorganize the mask. Okay. All right. Finally, I could get it out. Okay, so, uh-oh. Well, just fill it up. Okay, and then smooth it, fill it up, smooth it, trim it. Yeah. Like a big scar. Okay, let me go low division so that I can smooth it out quicker. All right. Uh-oh. That's still okay. I can trim that part away. All right. So now I'm gonna hide section again. Oops. Okay. All right. Let's do it again. So this section I can push it in a little. I want to show to create a deep cut, not deep cut, like separation. Okay, so now the finger still got a little bit of not looking good. I think I need to separate this a little bit more. Hold on. Let me. Okay. Move it better. Okay. Soft. All right. Okay. So now I'm gonna try to get the form of this is concave in because of the bone, and then the joint halfway bigger. Let's do inflate. It's about halfway. On the side, and then halfway on here. Let's do bigger. Okay, and I'm gonna inflate this section a little bit so that give a bone definition before I when I gonna finish, I gonna add the fat later. Right now I just want to show off the definition. So now let's get the crease line working. So the crease, and these will be two crease, one crease. Here we go. So now, because it's crawl down, so it's mean the mask, this mask need to be bulgier. The fat pad right there has to be bulgier because it's kind of bended down, right? So it doesn't look pretty yet, but it's okay. It will be there. It will get there eventually. Here we go. You can add a little landmark on the knuckle, just like a placement at the moment. Knuckle, so that you can see kind of placement. And here we go. Can you see? It's started to see some knuckle. And if you like, you could even add a little, show a little direction of the bone on the palm. Bone on the palm. Just to get a landmark. Here we go. No detail, just get a landmark. All right. Thumb need to rework. let's do pinky. So let's go ahead, bulgy on the ball joint, on the ball, yeah, ball joint. Halfway, so that halfway. And then halfway from the tip. I mean, it doesn't have to be exactly halfway, just that it was just a referencing. So now let's add crease so that we know which direction will be fold, and we can have a so we can get the fat pad correct. I think that might be too much. Oh, just want to touch up. Here we go. So now let me crease that more. Actually kind of straight line here. So that pad need to come forward. Fat pad. Okay. Can be bulkier. Let me use inflate. Okay. Now I'm gonna bulge this section just a bit right there. Okay. Now started to look like a finger now. That section doesn't look good. Okay. Let me lock them and then unmask only on the pinky. I'm gonna just use move tool and just move a little bit. How about that? That's it. Okay. There we go. So now what I need is I need to fill up. When you look at on the side, actually this is too long right there. That's incorrect, but I'll fix it later. So at angle, okay, move. You can think of like the finger looks like a cylinder that has a little angle, more like a box, a little round box, long box. Yes, here we go. Let me deflate this a little bit, right there. I just hold Alt key with inflate brush. I think I should deflate this a little bit on the center of it. Make it a little bit skinnier bone. And the tip is a little smaller. Let me fix this quick. I don't like that one. See, that's incorrect. Just remember, oh, that finger need to fix. When you look at on the side profile like this, the top part of the bone, the back side of the hand need to be sharp angle. The bottom can be soft. Sharp angle. And this section, I need to move a little closer. Oh, I know what happened on this section. It's just the bottom is incorrect proportion right there. Let me soften it and let me bulging there. Okay. So now I gotta work on this angle halfway, so this will be kind of straight line. And that can come down straight. Okay, let me create a landmark of creasing first. Oops. So that I know how am I going. Oops. And halfway, and then halfway. Actually, my pinky can be longer. This is just too short. Okay. So let me move it up a little bit. Okay. Okay, getting somewhere. Oh, forgot the thumb. This is incorrect too. I think I probably moved this incorrect. So I think I got the form. The rest of them, it just got to take some time to get it. Got the blocking, yes, and then I can get the. Here we go. Got to be bigger, a little too bulgy, but okay. So now the thumb has slightly angle there. This angle is okay. I think. Got the. Here we go. Let me see. Okay. This section, it should come in angle. Let me move it like that. I'm going to use move infinite. Should be angle like, oh. Yep. Okay. And this section, I can make it thicker. Right there. And right here, I'm gonna have to squeeze them in. Now, can you see, guys, when you know the placement of the bone and the muscle, but the muscle, we reduce it to mass, just a mass, not mash, sorry. You'll be able to identify the location of all of those elements. Even though I am not doing a high detail yet, but it started to look like hand now. Can you see? When we add more detail, when we add finger of the nail and a little line of the wrinkle, which is the crease, it will look just like the hand. I'm gonna define the wrist a little more so that we can see that where the wrist is, basically. And if you think about the wrist, is the ulnar bones connected to the wrist part of the wrist joint, basically. And I think I did it too much. Okay, I think I'm gonna bring everything back. And now I can mirror it. Don't worry about that side because we're gonna mirror them well. And so to mirror and well, you go to modify topology. Because I did it on the left side, I can do it now. Can you see? So now I got both hands is same. But this section is still not necessary though, because you still need to edit this more. I think I'm gonna stop my lecture at the moment. And oh wait, sorry, I did not finish the thumb yet. My mind is only on the something else. So the thumb still, let me. So when you look at on the thumb, don't get confused. Look at on your actual hand. Just try to make the pose like what you are building. You will see the direction of the thumb and the finger and the fold of the skin, concave, skin that wrap around your bones. You will see it. So, and you already know the placements of it. So that will help even more. Like for example, the thumb is not in the right angle. So basically, let me inflate this. That need to come back. That need to be thin, to be thicker. Let me do it quicker. Here we go. That's the side. This is the back part of the thumb. So let me form the tip of the thumb. The tip of the thumb is this way, a little angle like this. Soften it. Okay. And now the end joint of the thumb, the joint is quite big. It's like a really big right there. Here we go. And now this is on the side. Let's bring everything back so that I can reorganize it. Oh. I want a little more section. Okay. Now it's organized. Let it show like this. Can you see? This is the front view. Look like this. Okay. So that need to angle it down a little bit. Here we go. There. Oop, my brush is too big. Okay. All right. Got the form now. That one. We did a mask. There we go. Let us reorganize the mask. That one need to be softer. Okay, so now I can move brush. This section kind of concave in. And that's slimmer. And double crease on the tip here. Let's mark that line. Oop. Let me add more segment. let's do 800 this time. Here we go. So now I should be able to add more crease there. Double crease. Let me see. Let me check the angle. That's incorrect angle. Add that. Okay, so now this section, oh, I know what happened here. I think that need to closer. Let me look at the angle incorrect right here. I am checking on my thumb, so when you build it, you need to checking on your thumb. Don't try to guess. There we go. Okay, so now let me look at on the top view right here. That need to come out more. That's it. Here we go. Can you see now getting closer to look like hand, thumb. Then I'm gonna have to make the landmark of the crease. There we go. And based on this, it's a right here need to be smaller. Let me deflate it because it's kind of the head of the muscle, the thermos eminence right there. So the line is kind of like this. Let me mark it for you. Like that. A little too much, but I mean too pronounced when I did it. So actually, let me subtle it a little more. It's too much. Here we go. Okay, so now right here it has to be deeper. Right there. Oops, nope. How did it move it? So right now it's too big right there. Here we go. And when you spread the thumb, you will see the skin started to stretch right here. So we're gonna add right there. Layering it. Now it's too thick. Pinch it. It might pinch these too close. You need to like adjusting them with move tool and sculpt them. There we go. Okay. So now this section let me look. It's kind of a right here, the teardrop. Let me look at on the right here. Can you see that teardrop? The first dorsal interosus, the back side of the thumb. So I'm gonna define this a little bit. Let me use cut to just to define that separation of the bone right here. Just to get started. And then that's another separation of the bone right there. And now the teardrop is kind of like this shape, like right here, like this. I exaggerate it so that you can see it. Okay, and I'm gonna soften it. So a little exaggerate at the moment. That's too much. Here we go. I a little exaggerated, so this looks so too much. Maybe let me inflate it. Okay, and now I'm gonna kind of define the stretching of the skin. Here we go. And it's layering, so the skin kind of touch up right there. Can you see I exaggerated? I hope you got the. I hope you got an idea. Let me bulging. Here we go. For now, and then the rest are gonna have to. Oh, one more thing. The teardrop on the pinky is actually wrapping around. It's like, okay, I'm gonna draw the line like this. And then it's kind of wrapping right here. Let me exaggerate a little bit. Can you see it's wrapped like this? So, right here from the bottom, from the palm, wrap it, touch to the base of the finger bone, and then kind of come over to the top, a little bit like this. So it's not much though. I just exaggerated. So, and I'm gonna narrow this section a little bit. I want this to be a little bulgier. There we go. So look like this. It's too bulgy, but you get an idea. Now, the fat pad is we already have some there. Can you see right there? Okay. And now you're gonna get concave surface inside, right, like this part. And now right here there's a tendons that kind of connect. When you do, make sure we can see the layer of it, not become one. It's just a layer attached from there to from the teardrop of the thumb to the pinky teardrop. Okay, right now I'm exaggerate so much already. That's got to go in. Not too. Okay, let me add creasing on the back side of the palm. Here we go. I mean, this creasing when you crunching your finger like this, that's how you will see that. Oh, I am on the wrong end. Here we go. So that comes. Oops. Looking at my. Okay. Oh no. How about that? Okay. So now I can punch this thing a little deeper. Let's. Here we go. Okay. And that one too. So that I use the creasing that I created to help me to define it. Okay. For now, for today, and I'd like you to go ahead, look at on reference and touch up the finger, the hand, and you can do a screen capture or render it out, just only hand, and we'll put by Tuesday. I'm gonna create a new, so there we go. Okay, not perfect yet, but all right. Save. Forgot to save. Let's do A. Okay, I'm gonna stop the record now.